All right, we are
it says
live
upcoming.
on YouTube. Yeah, we're live.
Don't go to Instagram yet. Go to Instagram.
Okay, we're live on both.
Here we are, man. Another
All right.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, we golfed. We golfed. It was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was bad for me. I didn't do great, but looking forward to another time going out again. So
Yeah, it was a good time. Loved it.
yeah, but so I think we're gonna start today, and get into our crazy name bracket. So I'm gonna start as we share. And let's see here. All right, so we're gonna share the screen. We're gonna go first to the duck race. So can everyone see the duck race?
Yep.
You see it? All right. So you guys see the names here. It's Slugger Labe against Augustin Loser. That was the only one.
It's Lozere,
Lozere.
I think.
Okay. So we're gonna do a random, and whoever wins this will get in the Sweet 16. What do you think? 20 seconds?
I think 20 seconds is suitable for the Sweet 16.
All right, we'll go 21.
An hour and 20 minutes.
All right, shuffle once.
Yo, oh yeah. Speaking of which, there's this guy in this dynasty draft right now, and they're doing like the rookies, and they have 24 hours a pick for their fantasy football league right now.
Oh my gosh.
24 hours.
Whoa.
Chase,
Actually, I did a fantasy baseball league that was not a live draft, and you just had to text in your pick, and you had like a couple hours for your pick.
Oh. And speaking of which, pick in Augustin Lozere, or is it Loze?
I don't know.
Is into the Sweet 16. My guy or gal pulled it off. I forget where Augustin plays. I think he's a bowler.
Good old Augie.
Is that right? Is he a bowler?
I'm straight guessing.
Oh my gosh.
Straight guessing out of all the sports in the world where he came from.
All right. So I am going to bring up the bracket here. I'm going to do this so I can make it a little bigger for everyone.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Ben. And so we have a packed show today. I know it's still a crazy time of year. Obviously, the NFL draft happened. WNBA is getting going. I've been talking about that NHL draft tonight. But ultimately, we got to start with our name bracket because this AFR crazy name bracket's been going on pushing 2 months now. We started this around March Madness with legit. We had like over 100 names. We chopped it down to 64. And we have finally, with the help of all our AFR fam on the Instagram, have gotten to the point where we've made it to the Sweet 16. And I'm just so excited because now we can actually dive in. It's not just a handful mess anymore.
Yeah, I'm excited too. This is going to be a fun time. And I'm working on bringing up the bracket.
Yeah. Are we seeing the whole bracket or just the current top 16?
This is it. This is the final Sweet 16.
We've made it.
No. I know that, but like we should go back through of like the actual losers at some point too.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be
all the carnage.
I have the whole bracket like in hand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be. Can I?
Because I kind of forget what some of the matchups were leading into the Sweet 16. Like I forget who beat who to get to where. It's been so long. Yeah.
It has.
And I gotta know. I forget where the big upsets were. Like we talked about them, but there was a couple guys that did not make it to the Sweet 16 that we thought were gonna make it.
Yeah. So here's the bracket right now. So this was the final one to just get in the other day. And then you had the one that was just happened.
Augustin Loze.
Yeah. All right. So here's
I think the L is actually silent. I think it's Augustin Ozer.
Whatever you think, Ryan.
Yeah.
So
this is it.
This is it. Yep. Final 16.
Instagram AFR fam, we've made it this far, and you already know we got to keep it rolling though. But let's break down. We got obviously our 4 regions. we built it into 2 halves. We essentially had 2 round of 32 brackets going out. We did our east of Pennsylvania region here on the left side, Chase's region. Then we have the west of Pennsylvania region, the Ben and I region. And we're, we got some big people coming through in ours. I'm sure we bring up Ron Tugnut every week. I'm so excited for him to finally get a matchup again. I hope he hasn't sat too long. Yeah. It's been a minute since he had one, but some great names, but also some notable names. And that's what I like about our bracket. Like everyone knows Coco Chris. He's been on AFR multiple times, name shouted out. Of course, Rusty Kuntz always comes up here and there. So, Pretzels. Where are Noodles for a second? I didn't know who New4 was, Ben, but Noodles made it.
Yeah, I'm hyped for Ron Tugnut because he got on at the last minute. Remember, he won that matchup and it was a toss-up.
Oh, that's right.
And he's literally just rode that.
Yeah, he beat Hippo Vaughn and Lars Newbar to get into the Sweet 16.
Yeah. He's taking out some heavy hitters.
I will say the Dong Dong in the Sweet 16, he had a tough road to get here. he had to face Dick Trickle in the first round, and then he beat Olaf Bradburn.
Oh yes,
so he beat two solid names to get to the Sweet 16.
Wow.
Now he got to face Booty Barker. Not a tough.
That was 2 bullets on my heart. Those matchups.
Yeah.
Old House Radburn, classic.
I know. Both those names could have easily been on the Sweet 16.
Yeah. And now, I mean, Final Four wise, like you think of Ron Tugnut, Rusty, I mean, Noodles could make a run. This bottom left region, I feel like I don't know who's going to come out of that.
A bracket of our bracket.
Oh, bracket of our bracket. Oh my gosh, this is getting messy now. Challenge. Definitely not going to be able to keep track of that.
No.
We might have some money on the line. We could have some people out there creating fake Instagrams to get someone through to.
I think Final Four wise, I'm looking at like Noodles to keep going. And I don't know. I could see someone like Booby Curry making a little bit of a run, or
he already has. He's 2-0 at least.
Yeah, but not to mention to upset Rusty. I think that'd be a bit of an upset.
The craziest part about our name bracket is these guys didn't have a whole season or get a chance to win their conference tournament to get into these brackets. No, they were a part of like 120 name duck race, and they had to salvage their way through there. So for sure, a wild ride for these guys. But just to keep everyone posted, because I know our Instagram fans been enjoying this, I hope, as much as we have. So from now on, we're not going to put one match out a day. Ben's going to grind out. We're going to try to do 2 matchups a week. That way we can preview them and talk about them on the show. So, this week we'll try to get 2 reels out, not only of the matchup for you to vote, but we'll also let you know who you're voting for and give you like a quick 30-second synopsis of this person. So we also give them a shout out too, not just that we love their name, but there's a reason they're here, right? And we'll let you know that throughout the week.
Yeah, and it's cool to see all the different sports too. That's kind of fun. It'll be a fun for us also. It's not just like baseball or basketball. You got some gymnasts, some NASCAR.
I don't even know if we know all that.
MMA,
yeah.
WNBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you asked me when we started
inclusive list.
Yeah, like Barcavius Mingo, Dewana Bonner, Bigfoot Silva, like those 3 I definitely wouldn't have thought would be here.
No way. No. By the way, we thought all of the dicks would make it far. Dick Trickle, Dick Burns, but it's the bees. Yeah. It's the booties, the boobies, the Bigfoots, the boots. Look at these bees just rocking and rolling.
What happened to Dick Burns? Lost to Icebox Chamberlain in the first round, and Icebox beat Booger.
If Icebox Chamberlain wins, I'm counting Dick Burns in second place. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I mean, in Bigfoot, I kind of feel like Bigfoot had an easy road here. He beat Silver King
weak,
and then Kaka
weak.
So I feel like this is gonna be. I feel like this is gonna be his big first test. Boots Day is not an easy matchup.
No.
I don't know who Boots Day faced.
How did Spud Webb get here too?
Spud Webb. Spud Webb beat Sky Bolt and then Brickyard Kennedy.
Okay.
I feel like there's back-to-back upsets for Spud, and he's a known. I mean, we have a lot of basketball fans in the AFR group, so maybe people are riding little Spud since they know him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'd be two current football players in Byron Pringle and HaHa Clinton Dix.
That's wild.
All right.
I wonder what this guy's height and weight is.
Boots.
We'll have to dive into it. Now, and then we'll get to the real sports here momentarily. Stay with us. We got a full show, so.
All right. Oh, yeah. Does everyone see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
5'9", All right.
Okay, Boots Day. Of course, he's a baseball player. I should have just known.
Yeah. It's not super old baseball.
Why is he listed as a pinch hitter?
Yeah, that's not great.
He would not make it nowadays if that.
He didn't. Yeah, he only had 2 seasons ever where he had more than 300 at bats. That's probably. Oh, and look at this. Oh, he went 386 at bat. Didn't even hit a home run. He's only got 8 for his career. 8
for his year for his 6-year career.
1,100 at bats and 8 home runs.
I was about to say this guy's like a Greg Dobbs, but I think Greg Dobbs had more than 8 career home runs.
I was gonna say, yeah, Greg Dobbs. It's not even like this guy was a speedster. He stole 9 bases one time.
He was literally just a guy to fill out the roster.
Oh, for sure. But we'll do some deep dives, and I guess should we get into our first topic?
Yeah, let's get after it. We got a lot to cover today, so let's just dive right in. I mean, we've been going NBA playoffs to start basically every week.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm diving into this because I'm still pissed about the 76ers losing. It's more frustrating to me because I still believed they could win. And now here we are, a couple of teams are 2 games into round 2 already. Well, one team is, a couple others getting ready to get started tonight. And this has been like the ultimate shockwave 2024 NBA playoffs. Like any team with a star is just getting toasted. It's wild.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that. Especially the Nuggets.
Yeah, and is getting his dick sucked all over the NBA right now.
Yeah.
He's performing well. I mean, he's performing well. It's just you got Stephen A. like calling him Michael Jordan after like 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, Minnesota Timberwolves are a prime example. Trash franchise. Cat's never really done anything, and I know it just doesn't go to Anthony Edwards. Got to give Rudy Gobert some credit. maybe not.
Did you see? Sorry, not to interrupt you. That the Nuggets GM. So the Timberwolves GM right now is a Nuggets GM from 2013 to 2022, and he became the Timberwolves GM since 2022. And he's the same GM that drafted Murray and Jokic and got that team kind of where they are. So it's kind of interesting.
Wow.
You don't really hear about him, but
anyway. Yeah.
I wonder if he felt like he made it with the Nuggets. No, wait, because he left before they won.
Yeah, he basically left.
And then they won.
The year before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Timberwolves, great example. They had Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal round 1, 4-0. Did not lose a game. Defending champions round 2, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., 2-0. They are 6-0 right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves have not lost a playoff game, and there's a chance they're going home now. They had 2 road games to start off against the Denver Nuggets, and they won them both. Like, this is by far a complete shocker, at least for me. I mean, I think the Edwards hype train is not – they have the pieces. They have Anthony Edwards. They have the 2 big guys that they're playing with and no one can do anymore, and they somehow figured out how to have Cat and Gobert.
It shouldn't work.
No. But they have the 6th man of the year, Naz Reid, who's another big guy but can shoot. And they have all these pieces. They have the defensive 3-and-D guy, McDaniels, and then you have your solid vet, Mike Conley. And it's like – it's such a weird roster. It's like that 2015 roster we looked at with Kevin Garnett and Ricky Rubio. We're like, oh, they probably were decent. They won 20 games. Like, that's how this team feels to me. And somehow they're 6-0 right now to start the 2024 NBA playoffs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I really didn't think that they would be this hot out of the gate, but it looks like they're the team to beat right now.
Yeah. Boy, you can't sleep on the Thunder either. Another team that I thought wouldn't. I mean, they truck through. I know no Zion, but they tanked through the Pelicans first round 4-0, and their matchup now starts tonight. And so we'll see how they do in the second round. But both of those teams, I feel like mad credit because the Thunder basically have Shea. Chet Holmgren's a rookie. He gets a lot of hype. And then there's just a bunch of drama with Giddey and their 800 Williams or Jalen Williams is on their team.
I'm just going to make a small detour real quick about the Thunder. How come they were allowed to suck and everyone knows it and they got so many picks and they let them see it through and it worked? And it's like, wow, maybe if the Sixers had a chance like that, it would have been a lot different instead of them jumping in, hiring an old guy, that guy hiring his incompetent son, and then just setting us off on this awful roller coaster of a ride. It's like, why didn't you just let us tank the way we were going to do it? But the Thunder did it and everyone loved it. They were like geniuses for doing it. And I have no idea why. I'm like, you literally just did exactly what the Sixers were doing.
Yeah, they were bad for a long time.
Yeah, they sucked. They were just taking on draft picks and taking on people that were like suspended just because they could eat their contract. And I'm like, this is literally what the Sixers were doing, and we're the worst franchise in the league for trying to do that. It's like, how come why do the Thunder get the pass though? I don't understand why. And it worked. Obviously, that's my point. Like, they let them suck. They got a lot of good picks. They hit on all those picks, which is the other parts of this equation, but they were allowed to do it, and now they're in the playoffs, and they look like one of the unstoppable teams. Like, that's the part that annoys me about it. It's like, nobody stepped in with the Thunder to tell them no.
Yeah, that's true.
True. I mean, but like I still think the West is the better conference, and the facts right now, they're down to 4 teams, and 3 of them are the Thunder, the Mavericks, which you like Luka all you want. He kind of is like a James Harden type player where he doesn't always show up, and they have no big man depth really at all. And then the Timberwolves. Like, those are 3 or 4 teams, and then obviously the defending champs Nuggets, which I'm still kind of shocked they won last year. And I was like, okay, well, they're actually legit, and now they're down 2-0 to the Timberwolves. I feel like the playoffs in the West especially is upside down. All these guys, I mean, maybe they took half the season off. They didn't care as much. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll handle them in the postseason. And now, next thing you know, like, I just still can't believe the Timberwolves are 6-0. Like, if they're about to bro, first off, I have completely crapped on Cat and my whole life. And Ben even made the change to say Embiid's better than Cat. If Cat makes it the conference finals.
I was in the Cat corner, Cat and over Embiid for a hot minute.
You hung in there for.
Yeah, I said a hot minute.
Yeah.
I was in there for a while.
Yeah.
But I admitted I was wrong once Embiid.
But right now, Cat is balling out and they're winning games. So it's crazy.
Yeah. I still think this series is I think the Nuggets are gonna at least grab. Is it tomorrow night or
no, they don't play till Friday. They got the weird gap. The weird round 2 gap.
Oh my gosh.
You play 2 games and then you get off like 5.
Yeah, so I still think the Nuggets are going to make the series a little interesting. I'd be surprised if they get swept.
Yeah.
You go to the East a little bit here. I don't think the Cavs are going to really put up much of a fight against the Celtics. I think, like you said last week, the Celtics kind of have this is their year to get to at least to get to the finals. There's really no excuse.
Which they were in last year. So they're just trying to get over that hump. Yeah, I mean, the East, I want, besides, we can touch on your Knicks because I'm sure you're pumped that they beat the Sixers in an unfavorable matchup, even though they're the 2 seed. But now winning that, I think the Celtics, hands down, are going to spank the Cavs. And now this Knicks-Pacers, I don't see why the Knicks should lose this series, especially how they played against the Sixers and how they can win games in different aspects. Like,
so I think here's a thing for me with this with the Pacers series. I'll talk about that first. They won last night. Excruciating last 2 minutes of the game. Just absolutely so hard to watch. I don't even care that the Knicks came out on top. It was just hard to watch. They were calling fouls up the ass. They were reviewing everything. They were challenging everything. I mean, it was not easy to watch. Knicks came out, Dante DiVincenzo hit the big three. And then the Pacers fouled Brunson before the inbound. So that was rough for them. But the biggest thing that might come back to bite the Knicks in this series, the Pacers play fast and they run up and down the court. And the way the Knicks play and the way Tom Thibodeau has his rotation, you got all these guys playing 45 minutes.
How many did they play last night? They only stick with 7?
They did put in Precious Achiuwa for like 5 to 6 minutes, but they got I think a total of 3 points from their bench all game. So that is not going to work. They're going to need more contributions. They're going to need Josh Hart did not sit a single second in the game last night. And I think that just they need a game. They have not had any game in any of these playoffs that has been
a blowout one way or the other.
Right. That they can just rest some of these guys. Yeah. All the games where the Sixers were close. So far, you had a nail biter last night, and so I just think the biggest thing is they're gonna need to conserve this energy because the Pacers play fast and they hustle, and I think they play faster than the Sixers, frankly.
For sure.
And so it's just they're gonna expend more energy on the Knicks when they have such a short rotation.
It's just crazy. I mean, the Pacers. I'm gonna put them in the category as the Timberwolves and Thunder. I have bet against them all year long, but they did whoop Philly's butt every time they played them. The only reason that I think they have a chance is because I've probably made like 10 NBA playoffs bets so far, and I've missed them all. And I've just completely have no gauge on what's going on. I still don't think Tyrese Halliburton can carry a team, especially through a second round. But the one, I guess, the tiredness of the Knicks and their small rotation and how the Pacers can maybe try to outrun them.
Yeah. But, I mean, hey, I'm happy where the Knicks are. If they can somehow find a way to get past the Pacers, I think they have a decent chance.
Are you at the point now where they have to, for this season to be a win, now where they're sitting, they need to make it to the conference championship?
I think so, because you made it here last year, and then we lost. So to make it to the conference championship, if they get to the conference championship, face the Celtics and lose, I'm not going to be surprised.
No one's going to be mad. I don't even think anyone in New York is going to be mad about that, besides that everyone hates Boston.
And that might be a series where, like, I know you guys are still salty the Knicks won, but, like, you might be rooting for the Knicks. Because
100%.
You don't want to see the Celtics.
100%. Regardless of how much Dante DiVincenzo pisses me off with his little crappy little floppy things and calling people dirty when he's also can be dirty.
Did you see the one last night, the Miles Turner screen?
The fact that the Miles Turner screen at the end of the game, if anyone at all watched this and listened to the announcers and they were talking about how people like Charles Oakley would have gotten yelled at for not setting a hard enough screen, and they went and reviewed it, and they still called it a foul. Come on, man. Like,
I thought there was a bunch of calls that were just
Miles Turner cannot catch a break. My guy.
But I'm happy with the Knicks. It's been a good season so far.
I'll start rooting for them once I get over the loss.
I understand.
So
I don't expect you to be.
It might be the conference finals.
That's fine. So, hey, if the Cavs can beat the Celtics, that'd be amazing. If we could face the Cavs somehow next round, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
This is like Philly's nightmare. You have Donovan Mitchell, who it was the whole beef with Ben Simmons forever. The Celtics, which have knocked us out of the playoffs like at least 3 years and just always seem to make it farther than us. Then you have the Pacers, which I literally think they just suck boobs and awful boobs for that matter. Okay. Awful old saggy boobs.
Oh my gosh.
And they freaking beat the Sixers every game this season and proved me otherwise. And then you have the Knicks, which should have been the matchup out of anything that we should have taken, and freaking the Villanova Wildcats. Do you think that is playing any role? These guys knowing each other for like
2 seed and a 7 seed. The Knicks still were favored.
But do you think
if you had a healthy Embiid, this would be a different story too?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. But do you think the Wild chased any
Yes, 1,000%. They know each other so well, and they've been in the biggest moments in college. So that has to translate some to the pressure moments of the playoffs in the NBA. Obviously, the stakes are higher, and you're being paid a lot more to do a lot more things. But they definitely have that DNA of, okay, I need to work hard. That's why I said after all those losses, I'm like, they could just come back and they're unfazed because they've been in those moments. And they've had big losses when they were in college too. And like, they're not rookies either. Like, they've all been around now. Like, they're all, this is all at least their 5th year, right? It has to be for most of them, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, they've all been like
2019 was Brunson.
Yeah, DiVincenzo was probably a year before that.
Yeah,
and Josh Hart was a year before that. So
right. Yeah.
I think it's just the fact that they play a lot like they were playing in college. Like they know their responsibilities. They hold themselves accountable, and they're not fazed by the biggest moments. And I think that all comes from just having a pedigree of being able to do that.
Yeah. Is Arcidiacono still on them too? On the Knicks?
No.
Or no?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. We'll see if they pick up Eric Paschall in the offseason to add to that rotation.
Isn't he in the G League?
Yeah, I think so. But let's get talking about the Knicks. I want to real quick jump to the 76ers, and this is kind of just a question across the board. I feel like this is a valid question. What grade do we give the 76ers this season? And Ben, I'll
go first.
Yeah, let's give you the floor. What do you give them? What's your grade and why? I mean, you follow them through us, but also you watch a lot of basketball. So
I'm gonna go with a C-. That's gonna be my grade because I think listening to you guys a lot coming into the season, expectations were definitely high. It kind of felt like a season where you've gotten so close so many years that this was hopefully going to be the year where you guys break through. And obviously going into the year, you had an unknown James Harden situation. But also on the positive side, you come out of the year with Tyrese Maxey as a definitely a cornerstone for the future, and someone you can pair with Embiid as a really nice 1-2 punch. So, yeah, I'm gonna go C-.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go B-. The Tyrese Maxey is a very good point. The adversity of James Harden. This is now 2 years in a row with dealing with the Ben Simmons crap and dealing with the James Harden crap, and it just sets your season off to a horrible start. But the things that piss me off the most is this is another season where basically half the team gets flip-flopped at the trade deadline with not the best moves. I mean, I think everyone can attest to the Pat Beverly trade being like, it would have been great having him running around with Jalen Brunson. And the other thing, not only is the matchup that I didn't really mind over the Embiid injury, but I think Nick Nurse, not only Daryl Morey needs some crap here, but I think Nick Nurse needs some hate. I mean, he took like a Raptors team out of nowhere and won it all. And I just still feel like throughout the year there were moments, but especially in that playoff series where he was just getting out coached. Was not expecting that at all for him. Maybe I just had high hopes because Doc wasn't there. But overall, frustrating. And the B- comes in where, yeah, okay, Maxey comes out and obviously Embiid's still there. But it's the minus because of Daryl Morey immediately, is probably just going to blow up the team again and then blow it up next year at the trade deadline again. And then we're going to be back to a bunch of players that never played again together. So B-, maybe a little too optimistic.
Yeah, I'm not as optimistic. I'm going to give them a C. I feel like going into the year, they obviously couldn't make a deal before the season. I feel like that just hampered them. And then the fact that Embiid got hurt and then they didn't make any major moves at the deadline also just kind of – we really should have just had lower expectations, I feel like, once that happened. But we were so optimistic that if Embiid comes back, we can do this and ride it out. But, yeah, like you were saying, Ryan, they they have a lot of money and space now to do something, but is it going to be for 1 year? Like, what happens if we're at this point next year and they lose in the first or second round? And is Morey gone? Is Nick Nurse gone? Well, like, is Elton Brand gone at that point? Like, there's a lot of turnover they're going to have. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like they really made any moves, and just hearing Daryl Morey speak yesterday didn't really give me any hope for the future. It just seems like we're going to be stuck in purgatory of we have Embiid and Maxey, maybe a third guy, and then we just can't get past any of the superpowers in the conference. And I can't imagine the Knicks are going to get any worse after this year. Same thing with the Celtics. Don't know what's going to happen with the Heat, but the Bucks aren't probably going anywhere either. So it's going to be a conference that can slip away out of your fingers, and then you're going to be stuck trying to beat teams in like we were this year, just being a 7-8 seed, and that's not acceptable for the people we have and the places we've been too. Like, we were a shot away from making it to the finals and beating a Warriors team that was hurt. Like, we could have been easily in the same position as Toronto, and we weren't. And it doesn't feel like anyone in the franchise still has that feeling, that gut feeling of we should have won that game. It just seems like it's been a decline ever since then. So really, it should be a D grade, really, because they haven't done shit since then.
Yeah, my B- isn't looking great. It's for the fact that I feel like they've had better teams, maybe, but you're right. My B- is a bit high.
Do you, Chase, you have someone you would like to see them sign this offseason?
Yeah, this is interesting, and I don't know if we could pull up a list of free agents because I'm not totally sure like who's the number one free agent going into this offseason, but they need like, I don't know where they go, honestly. They need, Daryl Morey said they want a wing player. I don't know if he's meant trade or free agent wise, but I can't disagree with that point. Obviously, Toby's probably gone, so you're going to need somebody to replace that.
Yeah. Can you see this, Chase?
Yeah.
So this shows the
I'll just try to zoom in some. I can't really
the type.
Beef that up.
All right.
Yeah. So obviously, Bron, Paul George, Klay Thompson, Tobias Harris. I'm out on all those names. Just put a cross right through them. I don't give a shit.
Are you out on Paul George? Is Paul George a dead out?
I don't want him, but the Sixers might want him.
Okay. Oh, what about the Cameroon duo, Pascal Siakam?
Yeah, that's interesting to me. I can't say I hate it, but the fact, it just gives me worries of like, oh, is this going to be like when we had Al Horford and we didn't do anything with him and Embiid on the court? Like, are they going to be able to play together? Is that going to work?
I think the Knicks are going to try to re-sign OG. I don't think they made that trade thinking they weren't going to.
Yeah, there's like not a lot of people out there who
there's not a lot for.
And like, I don't mind
where we are.
Yeah, this is not, and for everyone is usually signing 1-year deals. There's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, even if you guys, I don't know, DeRozan for like, I don't know.
The problem is half these players, I feel like I won it like 5 years ago. Like DeRozan, like
all these guys would have been great, and I don't know. Paul George, I guess, would elevate the team to a certain level, but it's just so much money when you get to those guys. And I'm like,
look at this. Like,
I don't know.
You get $28 million. You get I don't know. Bruce Brown is, I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Brown, you're in PJ Tucker range, which are just end up being role players. Chase, I just got to ask, like, I know you're going to hate that I ask this, but are we in like Portland Trailblazers territory with Embiid, how Dame was over there?
I kind of feel like that right now.
It's like, I feel like we're in a rut, and it's just, I'm legitimately, and that's why I'm most mad about this year, is because I'm like, I might now finally be feeling like we can't get out of this hole with Embiid.
No, and I don't know what they can do, and I guess this starts at the owners. I don't feel like Josh Harris really cares about the Sixers' progress. Like, it's been so long that he's on the team, and I just don't feel it from him that he wants to win. Like,
yeah,
I don't feel that energy. I don't know about Elton Brand. I was really skeptical when they even hired him. And just the moves they've had to make along this journey of having Embiid is like, what the hell? Like, we take one step forward and we take 6 steps backwards all the time. And it doesn't matter if it was draft picks or trades or, like, speaking of our Villanova player, we drafted one and then traded him. And I was like, why did we do that? I would love to have Mikal Bridges right now on this team. He would be solving so many problems. If we have Mikal Bridges and Maxey and Embiid, we have 3 people right there that are pretty competent. And now we're just filling out the roster. And we don't have
Bridges
that.
an Iron Man.
Yeah,
he doesn't miss a game.
No, and he's reliable. He has that championship DNA that I want on my team that the Knicks have. I think they're going to have to make a deal with somebody. I don't know who's eligible extension and who's on a team that just seems like they're on the downfall and they would just be better off moving that player. But that's the player that the Sixers need to go get because this is their Hail Mary moment. It's like either if you don't do it this year, then I don't know what your game plan is, but you're going to be stuck in this purgatory of you're going to have to try to either tank and retry it and hopefully the league doesn't step in or just be content trying to build and hopefully you make a deal with somebody and it works out. But that's so many more dominoes to fall than to just try to take control of your own destiny right now.
Yeah, I your point of Hail Mary moment is, I think, more than on point. I think that basically sums it up of where we're at. But to your point also, from the ownership down, I don't know how much fight is left. And I mean, some guys don't care as much. I mean, it feels like Embiid does. After that, it gets from, in the management and ownership level, I don't know. Daryl Morey, has he ever won anything? No. I just remember the Rockets teams that always choke. And I don't know, is he just a regular season general manager who makes a bunch of moves to make them compete but not win? So
I don't know.
I don't know, but this is the year. If you're going to cement your legacy, you got to do it, and he's got to do it for the fans. I feel like more importantly is you got to make it take a chance right now and push all the chips into the middle. The Bucks did it last year. The Celtics have been trying it. They're not afraid to make deals. Where's our move at? We have first round picks. I don't care about a first round pick right now. A first round pick would matter to me 5 years ago, but now I want to be out of the first round, out of the second round, and competing for a championship. And I don't think a first round pick is really going to help us do that right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we've loaded up on second round picks that I think have zero value, but we have an ass load of them. And I don't even know what you're supposed to do with all those second round picks. It's not like any of those guys are going to make our team.
Yeah, I think the draft class coming up is not great either, from what I heard.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, hopefully they know a little bit more than we do, but I really don't know who's eligible for an extension this year that's on a dumpy ass team that would just trade them. I can't think anyone who's on a bottom tier team, or even just who's a vet on a team that lost this year. There's not really many that could come in and put us at a point where we're at a better spot than we were this year.
Yeah.
So
no, I think that's good content. And we lost Chase for a second, but real quick while he pops back on, the last one I wanted to make, and Ben, I don't know if you have any final thoughts on the NBA playoffs, is I just last thoughts real quick, Chase, now that you're back NBA playoffs. I just want to say that I feel so bad for Dame. I was like, oh my gosh, he's the one with Giannis. He has a chance. Giannis hurts his calf right at the end of the season, And I mean, you got to feel for the guy. He probably felt like, okay, here's a chance for the championship and didn't get there. So, I feel for him because I'm a big Dame fan.
That's what they get for signing Doc as their coach.
Yep.
They did so much worse when he got signed.
Yeah. It
was so stupid. They were 30-13, I think, before when they fired the other coach, and then they went 17-19. It was
I don't get it.
But anyway, let's switch gears here and talk some MLB. So standing wise, I think Phillies are in first place. I think the most wins in the majors.
In the league right now, baby.
The majors. You guys are rolling. I guess answer your question, Ryan, is the Phillies rotation sustainable? No, because no rotation in baseball is sustainable these days.
Yeah.
There's inevitably going to be an injury or just something happen.
They have some team. They have like 6 guys though that can be starting.
Yeah, I will.
Like 6 starting pitchers potentially, where a lot of teams nowadays only have like 4. So they have depth.
Turnbull, right?
Turnbull. Yep. Yeah, he would be like their 6th guy.
He was a good signing, I think, for sure. He's a former top prospect with the Tigers, I believe.
Yeah.
Top pick in the draft too, and kind of didn't develop much with them, and now he's really having a strong year to start.
Yeah, he's been a blessing. I mean, he's really just shored up the back end, especially when Taijuan was out. And like you were saying, it gives us a 6-man rotation. Hopefully take more advantage of it, because a lot of these guys I still want to work consistently and just build them up before the playoffs. Like Taijuan didn't pitch at all for us last year in the playoffs, and I don't think that was a good thing. I feel like that really screwed us over. Like he could have been even just doing relief appearances. I'm sure he would have been happy to get into the game. So now that you have a rotation like this, it's like, okay. And I'm not the biggest Christopher Sanchez guy, so maybe things will shuffle out, and then. But I mean, I'm definitely glad to be at this point where you have all the depth, because you need it. You need it to sustain, to be a top flight club and to be leading the majors and wins. I mean, I think that only comes because of depth right now.
Yeah. Yeah. First off, I'm super pumped. They keep their main 5 rotation guys from last year, but I think it has a potential to be sustainable, because these guys, like even like Wheeler, he doesn't want to miss a day to get like the 5th or 6th guy in. Like he still wants to pitch. So sometimes they have to shuffle it around. Like you said, Chase, some guys like Turnbull might not always get a shot. But it also makes me mad. Not that I just want to fast forward to the playoffs, but I'm like, freaking Rob Thompson, what were you doing? Not letting Nola and Wheeler go 7 innings. Why don't you let Ranger Suarez try to get through 1 jam instead of taking him out 3 innings into the game? Why don't you give Taijuan Walker lengthy relief periods? Maybe in a Ranger Suarez game where you took him out after the 3rd inning. It just makes me pissed that all 5, 6 of these guys, now Turnbull is the addition, but everyone's pitching well. And I'm like, what? Like you have this game plan throughout the season. You have to ride it through the playoffs. And part of me just wants to get to the playoffs right now because of how hot and how well they're playing. It's a long season, so I know there's going to be plenty of ups and downs. And I don't want to say there's a good chance one of these 6 guys get injured, but luckily we have the potential to at least have 4 of these guys strong, hopefully come, playoff time. But it's really cool to see in a day where some teams are like, we talk about all the time, like, oh no, the starters, like there could be a chance they're just gone in a few years. And right now the Phillies have 6 guys that want to go out there and pitch 7, 8 innings, and it's awesome. I'm just enjoying the moment, but I guess it's hard that they can be sustainable. I'm going to be rooting for it though.
Yeah, we'll see. But even if it falters and guys get injured, I want them to be aggressive. I want them to take advantage of it and try to. I mean, look, we none of us were gonna think that the Marlins were gonna trade Arias this early in the season. Like seems absurd to me. And then trade him for 4 minor leaguers who aren't above AA, I think, also just really boils my blood. Like
what is? Yeah, it's a double. Oh, I'm gonna get off a tangent, but it's a double like question mark for me, because it's also San Diego now emptying. This is literally what they were supposedly going to stop doing, is just emptying their farm system for guys, which is what they did for Soto. You look at the Nats now, Mackenzie Gore in the majors doing well, CJ Abrams in the majors doing well. Then you have James Wood down there who's just destroying the baseball, probably going to get called up this month, all from the Soto trade. And now the Padres are doing the same thing again. They did it with Blake Snell too. It's weird. I don't know what's happening.
The Padres and the Miami.
And they're not going to be better than the Dodgers this year. There's just no way.
No. But at the same point, it's like, for the Marlins, why did you trade away Pablo Lopez then? Like, you could have just kept him and he would have been helping your team right now, because your starters suck. Like that was such a short-sighted move. Like, I don't. It really irritates me, but it's like, hey, if teams are going to do that right now, then the Phillies, I want them to be working the phones and be aggressive. Like, keep adding people because I think it's the only way you're going to survive.
Yeah. I can briefly talk on the Mets quick. On the other side, they're not
Ben's Mets update.
Okay.
Featuring Ben.
They're 7-18 as of time of recording this. Are you gonna dub that in as the new intro for the Mets topics?
I could. Okay. I should just record myself in different voices to get all these
you can do that.
Intros and
see how it goes.
Segments.
How
you talk about it now. At least I didn't injure. Like, remember some of those segment names?
Oh yeah,
choosing a rando while going commando. Some of those we got to retire. So back to the
Wild West one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Mets 17-18, kind of about where I expected. They were playing 500 ball. Kind of a weird year for them so far. They're getting some really good value from some of their one-year contracts, like Luis Severino has been a bright spot, pitching really well, coming off a really bad season and an injured season, not knowing what to expect from him. And he's 2.93 ERA. He had a no-hitter last week into Chicago into the 8th inning. And so he's been, of course, they lost that game, but he's been a bright spot. Sean Manaea, another guy they signed in the offseason, he's been really well, playing really well for them too. And then Edwin Diaz coming back, velocity's down a little bit, but I don't know why people are still making a big deal about it because he's been absolutely lights out. He's blown one save.
I hate that. I hate the velocity.
He's still throwing 97, but like because he's not back to throwing his 100. But if you look at his stats, I mean, I don't even know if his ERA is above 1.5. Like he's been phenomenal. So it doesn't matter. His velocity's down. He's doing his job.
I hate that. If anything, it should be a good thing because now he might not get injured from destroying his elbow. Like,
but their bats have definitely been silent. Lindor's doing the same thing as he's done the last 2 years, starting off really slow, starting to do better, starting to perform a little better. The catching position has just been an absolute, basically a porta potty at Firefly. Just been absolutely awful.
Oh my god,
it's been bad.
That is bad.
Alvarez went down, and as soon as that happened, they went with Omar Narvaez and Thomas Nido. Omar Narvaez, Mets have been awful with their catching free agent signings. Let me just say that. Signed James McCann to a 4-year, $40 million deal. He's not even with the team anymore. Then they signed Omar Narvaez, who's in the second year now of a 2-year, $27 million contract. He's hitting a $163 with like 2 ribbies. And then they got Thomas Nido, who hit like 1 home run every month, maybe, and looks like he's running in quicksand. So they are struggling at the catcher position. Really, really hoping Alvarez comes back soon. Bright spot, they do have JD Martinez back in the lineup. That's a big bat to get. He hasn't really hit his stride yet, but hopefully he does better soon. And yeah, I'm okay with where they are. I'm not surprised. Biggest surprise for me is the Nationals hanging tough right now. But other than that, I'm not really surprised where the Mets are, and I expect them to kind of be around 500 hopefully for most of the year. And if that's the case, that'll at least make it interesting with potentially a lower wild card depending on how the rest of the league plays out. So
is this a you Mets take, or like how's the fan base been? Like, I feel like
they've made it very clear that this is a transition year. They've kind of made it clear that way.
But even with like Lindor playing bad, like not bad, but not up to,
I mean, this is what he did last year, though.
True.
And he's still playing Gold Glove defense. I like Lindor because he's always very receptive to criticism, and that's something in New York you have to be. He's always takes ownership for when he's playing bad for his mistakes. He never doesn't talk to the media, and he always is like he's a happy guy, but he's also respectful. And he's not a dick.
Yeah.
And that I think as New York fans we appreciate, and I think as any fans to take the criticism, to respond to it, and to just kind of acknowledge it is something that not all athletes do. And when you're a guy like Lindor who's going to be with the team for 10 years, when he's playing bad, it's not it's not. You hope he plays better, but he's taking accountability for it.
Yeah, I don't want to compare him to Harper and the Phillies, but I feel like similar.
It's similar. They signed giant contracts with each other, and they're Lindor. They've embraced the city.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool. I appreciate the Ben's update on the Mets.
Oh yeah,
featuring Ben.
And on that note, change gears again. We get an update from Chase on some NASCAR. I am gonna refrain this week from pulling up the actual stats.
Bro, you should have just pulled it up before the show.
Due to complications. But Chase is going to give us a quick rundown on the race.
Yeah, so the race was in Kansas this weekend. And like we said, keep an eye on the Toyotas last week. And right from the jump, our guy, Christopher Bell, gets the pole at Kansas. So I liked our odds going into the weekend. Okay. That's a big move for him. Obviously, the last 3 weeks, he had a DNF or just was down to the low 30s. So not a good streak to be in, but it wasn't affecting his points in the standings overall too much. In this race, though, I got to give it to Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. They really just opened up the cars. And as Kyle Larson brought up in his victory speech, that they don't have a lot of 1.5-mile tracks, but it's really fun with these cars. Like, there was a lot of drafting and just a lot more movement that we haven't seen so far from the other tracks this year. So I'm definitely feeling that with him. His thoughts on that too, because they complain a lot about the cars and they really kind of haven't delivered in some respect to making the races, good for viewing and then good for the racers too. But it was the closest finish ever in NASCAR history. And this blows, earlier this year we had a really close finish. That was the newest one. This one was 0.001. So it was literally just by the splitter between Chris Buescher and Kyle Larson. And it came down to another green-white checkered. So if you haven't been watching all the races, it's essentially been coming down to a late wreck or a late caution and setting it up to basically a 2-lap shootout in a way. And, the guys who have done it well this year, Denny Hamlin, didn't qualify great, but had a mid-stall for his pit box, and again somehow made it out first. Just taking 2 tires to really set himself up in the position. Everyone else took 2 tires. Christopher Bell, because he had the pole, had the first box, and he went and got 4 tires, which didn't make any sense to me. He was in a really good spot. Could have just got 2 and got out. Probably had the lead with that, and then set himself up for a better finish. He didn't. He was in the top 10 because of that. But Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson just really showed why they're the dominant 2 guys in the sport. I mean, it really came down to them. Denny got air blocked and pushed, and then it was, Christopher Buescher, who had a strong day as well. Something to take away from that. And then he lost by basically the hair on his chin. So really disappointing for him, because he's not been a guy who's been running that dominant for as long as he's been in the sport. I mean, he's had moments, but never a race. Like, I haven't really seen him have a race like he did yesterday, where it was just, he was dominating for a lot of the race, and Kyle Larson was just chasing him, and then would just put the nail in the coffin right there. It just raced them hard down the front stretch and took the win. So really big for Hendrick again. They come up with another big win as a team. If it's not William Byron, it's been, Chase Elliott for a race and Kyle Larson just picking up all the extra weight. I mean, they're a dominant team and really gunning for the championship this year. So have to move on to next week. It's at Darlington, so it'll be another little bit of a smaller track, and obviously gonna like ourselves with Christopher Bell again, trying to keep himself in a position to maintain where he's at in the points and then take advantage of that for the playoffs. But pretty exciting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, all the races so far haven't been boring. Like, they've all had.
That's crazy that the top two finishes ever happened this year.
Yeah, and there's been a lot in history too. Like, there's always been close finishes, but for whatever reason this year, it's just been like literally by the splitter of the cars. Like, it's just been so close, and all the pictures and the videos, it's hard to tell. And even in the moment, Kyle Larson had no idea he won until like maybe a minute after the race ended. Like, the NASCAR officials came on and Chris Buescher thought he won and he was about to start doing donuts, and then they announced that Kyle Larson won, and he had to awkwardly leave the track, and Kyle Larson just took off and was going crazy. So it was really weird. It was almost like a last-second shot, and you're just like, did it count? Did it count? Did it count? But
oh my god,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, appreciate
yeah,
that, Chase.
That was a good
Yeah.
update. And Christopher Bell top 10. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for us.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked him. When I saw him coming down, I was like, if he takes 2 tires, he's gonna get out of here clean. And Denny Hamlin was booking it. I mean, he was moving. Obviously, there's a speed limit on pit road, but the second I saw his car pull out, Christopher Bell's guys ran over to the other side of his car to put on the other 2 tires. I was like, this is pointless. You're just doing a 1-lap run and you're putting on 4 tires, and no one else I think in the top 15 had 4 tires. Like there might have been one other guy.
Gosh.
So yeah, bad decision there, I would have to say.
Still have a chance.
Yeah, he's been all right. I gotta say, he's just been unlucky. Like Bubba Wallace obviously didn't help him last week. And did Bubba Wallace crash this week too? I can't remember now. He was running a really good race again, but it fell apart. But it's really interesting how like in NASCAR it'll come down to these small decisions, and in a way it's like fighting too, because Kyle Larson basically was just throwing the same moves all day, and then would change it up, and it's like, okay, this is like the way you would set a guy up with punches. You're just working his stomach, and then you just drop a head kick on him and get the knockout. So,
yeah,
it's just interesting how you have to play those games and know when to pit and know what to do. And, Denny Hamlin, for as many races as he won off of pit road this year, he lost one too because he pitted and no one else did. So, it's crazy how it's just been coming down to these shootouts and, basically being decided off of pit road.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Chase. Appreciate the update as always.
This is partially sad time of our show where we say goodbye to our Spotify fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Spotify fans also keep on the lookout for reels coming to you near, I guess, not to Spotify, but if you follow us on Instagram.
To our listeners, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, however you listen to our podcast, we appreciate you. And yes, this week starts the Sweet 16 of the AFR Crazy Name Bracket. So check us out on Instagram, give us a follow, look out for our reels, and then make your vote on who you want to advance to the Elite 8.
Yeah, definitely vote.
But we appreciate y'all, and we'll talk soon. YouTube live, folks. Stay on.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready for Immaculate Grid?
Yeah, let's get it right now.
Who's this guy?
I'm so ready for that. After further review, after our segment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yo, we got, like, even the basketball last week, I think we
did
killed
really well.
Yeah. All right. Reds. Oh, boy.
I have a sketchy one, but I think it might work, but I don't know. It's Scott Feldman.
Gosh.
You remember him?
The pitcher. I'm all right if you put him in there.
That going to be our first one?
Yeah, put him in. I love starting sketchy.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, look at that.
Well, we could do the easy Jason Hayward, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if there's anyone else. Probably is, but
Jason Hayward's good. Good team.
Cubs, A's, Jeff Camargo.
Love it.
Well, I wanted to say that Sombrano guy.
Oh.
Sombrano.
Oh, Carlos Sombrano.
Was he on
I
both?
don't know if he was on the A's. He definitely was on the Cardinals. Pitch for the A's. I'm gonna go Rich Harden. Oh no, should we go Houston Street?
Oh yes, that's how he spells his name.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like him now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like Huston Street.
Yeah, it's Huston. If I saw that, I'm calling him Huston.
Huston Street.
Well,
I wish I knew some like St. Louis like position player who pitched
Jonathan
in a game.
Broxton.
I'm low-key thinking about Bronson Arroyo for the Reds.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. All right, 200th season as the Reds.
Did Griffey?
Probably.
The real question is, what percentage Joey Votto What about
we could probably just put Joey Votto.
See the safe answer, but no,
Probably.
he's too safe. He's too safe.
200 hits is a tough.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Billy Hamilton probably.
Billy Hamilton never had 200.
No, the original.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
All right, maybe just go Votto.
I would.
We have a perfect going.
Nope.
There's no way.
All right, let's go Pujols here.
There's no way.
I
literally
200 hits for the A's. Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, or Miguel Tejada.
Or Tejada.
Reggie Jackson.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Tejada.
Oh, Tejada.
Pete Rose.
Yo, Pete Rose looks sus, bro.
He looks like a Scooby-Doo villain.
And Pete Rose is the only name I would have guessed besides. They haven't had a 200 hit season since '77. That's wild to me.
Wait, go to Joey Votto. How close is this man gone?
The problem is he walks so much, right?
I'm guessing he's in the 190s. Guaranteed one season.
185 is the most.
Dang it. Until they got everyone on this one. They knew everyone was going to put Votto. Freaking Pete Rose. What a chunk.
Was that Pepe farting? Or
yes, it's been him the whole time. I've had to hold it in.
It's been bad.
It's been so bad.
Oh, do you think 400 was special?
Or you could try.
It wasn't, but it's also okay. I'm just gonna do the Mets one quick, just because one team.
David Wright.
Yes.
You don't have to do that. It's your category.
That's fine. Did Kaz Matsui ever have a 300 average? I feel like he was close. Damn. No.
Nope.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
I just wanted to do the. How do I get back to the north?
You just click that.
Okay.
Is this right? This is 288.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
different.
Later, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You're next. You should be able to carry us through this line.
Obi Toppin.
Pacer Spurs, is that David West?
Oh, yep.
Let's go one.
Oh, Paul George is the really obvious Thunder
That's fine.
one.
We could just do that.
Really obvious. Oh, now the
DiVincenzo, right?
Yep.
Or if there's anyone else, like that might be the obvious one too.
No, you're good.
Oh, that's pretty obvious. It's more than George was.
Bucks, Thunder. I low key am thinking Ursan, Ilyasova, but it's a pool.
I like it.
Oh yeah. Bucks, Spurs. Is that somebody like a garbage time guard?
Bertans?
Like
George Hill or somebody like that, or
oh yeah, George Hill.
That's a good one.
Or like Bruce Brown.
Oh,
that probably would have fit too. Oh, now we got the easy category. Oh my gosh, the Spurs, you can pick like 800 people. You can.
Tony Parker?
Yeah, I like it.
Knicks. I mean, right now,
Achua.
Go Achua. I was trying to think of What about Andre Bargiani?
Obi from?
Who?
OG, I don't know.
Where?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where's he from?
I don't know.
You have Bojan Bogdanovic too.
Yeah. I was thinking Bargiani.
I like
the
that.
old guy.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Andre Bargiani.
Do it. Good.
Oh my god. All right, Thunder.
Oh, Thunder, you can get weird. Oh, Ursan Ilyasova is taken.
Ibaka.
Yes.
Oh, I like it.
I like that too.
And I feel like an easy one.
Yeah, we've been cruising through the NBA.
Oh, Mark Jackson.
I did not know.
Ray Allen.
Oh, Ray Allen. What the heck?
I missed that.
Oh, Deladon, bottom left. Real quick. Oh, yes. There we go.
That Alyssa Thomas. She was the one from Harrisburg.
Look at that. Wait, who's Alyssa Thomas's brother?
She was the one that was from Harrisburg, Central Dauphin. But
Yeah.
we don't know. I don't really know his
I'm
brother.
pretty sure her brother went. We don't know him, but Dank knew them.
Oh.
But I'm pretty sure he went to Wake Forest. I really want to check that.
Do you want to hear a poll?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good name. Awake.
Yeah.
Is that how you say that?
I know her because she was on the. Actually, she was here. All right, so I think for one of these is Natasha Howard. I could be wrong. I don't know which one.
Might as well guess the other. Here we go, folks. Move on. Move on to the next thing.
No, it's fine. No, we got some options here. Born Outside.
Born Outside. Born Outside.
Oh, Reek wasn't? Oh my gosh, I thought she was. I'm just naming.
Oh no! What's that girl? It's the really tall girl from Japan that passed away.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna move on.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right, Cowboys. Here we go.
Oh, and the Ravens.
I just want to see at least the.
Liz
Oh,
Campbell?
Dewan Bonner.
Oh my gosh. Katie Smith does not. She definitely works in an office somewhere now.
Also, like a week. Lauren Jackson. Damn. Okay. All right. Ravens and Cowboys are in this.
Oh.
Chase is about to go off on that category.
Oh,
Wow, this is a hard team, though.
Oh, Cowboys only one team. I'm gonna go Leighton Vander Esch.
Rip.
I like it. Oh, look at his neck.
Neck.
Dude just calls him Neckzilla.
He said so many neck problems.
Oh, you
too.
could
Doesn't
do
even make
Andrew
any-
Luck for the Colts.
Oh yeah, only one. Team.
What size necklace is he? I just want
Oh
to
my
know.
gosh.
Panthers, only one team.
It's not Kuechly, right?
Yeah, Kuechly.
It's Kuechly. What a
The
G.
Keeker. Steelers, Panthers. Oofdy.
I feel like there's a decent amount for the Colts.
Oh, wait, I feel like D'Angelo Williams, for some reason, did he play on the Steelers for like one season?
Yes. Yep. You're right.
You're going with Williams.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
are not
my
gonna find.
Oh
my God.
Right there.
Oh my god.
Steelers, Cowboys, the safety, KZ. He was on the Cowboys, right, Ryan?
I was thinking of KZ Akapala.
K-A-Z.
Is that what his name is from the NBA?
I don't
No.
know. K-A-Z-E-E.
DeMonte KZ.
Yeah.
Was he on the
Isn't
he on the Cowboys, Ryan? Do you remember? All right.
Yes.
I'm glad that worked.
He was.
I was panicking for a second.
Yeah.
All right, Steelers, Colts,
Sure.
Ebron.
We had someone join too. 1v6. There's still the Cowboys Ravens spot if you want it.
What
Yeah,
are
leave
the,
them.
I feel like the Colts Ravens have some guys.
Yeah, Colts, Ravens. You could do Matt Stover.
Leighton Van-
Who is it, Chase?
Matt Stover, the kicker.
Oh, what?
Jeez, this is a
ST.
pool. I've never heard of this.
Bang.
Doesn't even.
Bro, I just can't get over Leighton Van Der Esch's neck. How did he have so many neck problems? The thing is a trunk.
It reminds me of I'm sorry, there's a bodybuilder, his name's Neckzilla. Have you guys ever seen him?
No, but oh my god.
Neck.
Wait.
What the
Oh, that's like not an actual, and that's not a real picture. This is a real picture though. Oh, the dude's neck. His name's Look at it.
His chain's like choking him.
Look at him.
Okay. Let's get back to the grid. Let's
Okay.
just finish the grid.
We'll get back to the grid.
All right.
All right. Cowboys, Panthers, we could do the easy Steve Smith or Bradley Bozeman.
Oh, who's Steve Smith Sr.?
Wait, who, Chase?
Yeah, Steve Smith Sr.
And then who for the Cowboys?
Cowboys, Ravens. Let's
Didn't have
do.
anyone.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Cowboys,
blanking here.
Ravens.
Chase is just carrying this one. I
Yeah.
don't have anything.
Oh God! I mean, this might be. I don't know if this guy ever suited up for the Ravens in a real season game. So this is just a backup. But Gavin Escobar.
Are you gonna
like
put
it.
it?
Don't go with him yet. Don't go with him yet. Don't go with him.
Yeah, that's only 4 years.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's sketchy. All right, so Cowboys,
I cannot think.
Ravens.
All position players I'm thinking of aren't hitting.
I got nothing.
I don't think they've really had anyone.
Was
recently.
Brandon Whedon ever a backup on the Ravens or no?
No.
I legit can't think of one.
It's probably like an older player. Like I'd have to think about like shit. Marcus Canty. Oh wait, no, hold on. Marcus Spears. Marcus Spears.
Oh, the guy from ESPN?
Yeah, Marcus Spears.
Do you know which one?
Oh,
my 05
God.
to 13. 05 to 13.
The fact that there's 2 springs.
Oh, what a hit,
good
Chase.
hit.
Oh, Dez.
Oh, Dez. Did he play?
Oh yeah, I
a game
forgot
on the
about Dez.
Ravens?
He must have.
Oh, that's a mess.
Marcus Spears, good hit, Chase.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. All right, well, Ben's dog's making commotion, so we might have to wrap it up here.
Yeah. But all right, we appreciate everyone for if you're still watching at this point on YouTube, Instagram. Appreciate you guys. Check
Yeah.
out the reels; they're coming in hot.
Yeah, give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter at AFR Show Pod, and get ready for this crazy Sweet 16.
Yeah. We're
these
hyped.
votes. Yeah, we're super pumped about it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah. See y'all, episode 64. Ben, Ryan, Chase. We out.